Okay, on 3D printing this former for your tuner. This is permeability tuned. I used Cura to slice it, and I think they say to print it at 110% if you're using SAE, and I did the last one at 110, and the nut fit really, really tight. Like I had to beat it in there, which is kind of what you want, but I did this one at 111%. May not make a lot of difference, but we'll see. But you want to use support, and everything was at default. And change any of the settings. I just click generate support, then change the type of support. I have my again default. I think it's default in Cura. Speed was on 60. All the temperatures for PLA were on default, which I think is 60 on the bed, and was it 200 on the hot end? I can't remember. I normally print in ABS, but I have some PLA right now. So, but the first time I printed this, I was a little bit worried because I was like, how am I going to get this support out of that hole? And it wasn't actually that difficult. I actually just used a drill, and once you drill through it, it just kind of breaks out. So I'll do that and then kind of show you the process. So, yeah, I just drilled through it. I didn't use a vise or anything. And if it's anything like last time, that stuff just came right out, but we'll see. So there's the piece on the end. I'm going to have to get some pliers. We'll just try to yank that out unsuccessfully. Okay, so I took a screwdriver and kind of broke this end. So that part's out. That part's out, but should be able to see daylight through there, but I don't. But you can see it's not hurt. You can see the octagonal shape of the where the nut's going to go. There we go. That looks pretty good. I mean, I don't think you're not going to be putting the nut in all the way this far anyway, but you could try to kind of clean this up. And if it matters to you, my printer is it's a longer LK5 Pro. So it's basically it's an Ender 3. It's just with a much larger bed on it. Takes a lot of the same parts as an Ender. Okay, so yeah, that, and then you've got this part here. You can put another nut in if you want to. So you would put one nut in here, and you could. I couldn't get the other one to go in last time, and I figured out I didn't really need it. It just needs one nut. So I think now the only thing is just to kind of try to break this off. All I did was I just went postal on it. I laid it down and just kind of went whack, whack, like with an ice pick. And it just snapped right out. So again, if you're confused about this, this was just the support piece that goes in here. And you got to take that out because you got to wrap the wire around this part. And if you want to make these pretty, a lot of you probably already know this, but you know, if you take some sandpaper, and it doesn't take much, you can get all those layer lines out of these and really make a 3D printed look a lot better. I had a piece of sandpaper. Okay. Now, this isn't a very rough piece of sandpaper, but you would really be surprised. And a lot of times I'll use a palm sander if it's something that is big enough where I can kind of get the palm sander on it. But a lot of people don't realize that it takes very little sanding to get those layer lines out. I mean, that all, you can still see the layer lines here, but that little bit of sanding made it much smoother. And if you sand this until it just, don't pay any attention to how it looks, but until it feels super smooth. The trick that I've learned, my cousin actually taught me this. He's really big into 3D printing, and he's super duper good at making things look amazing after they've been printed. Is spray this with some automotive primer, and then like wet sand it, and you can get it looking super duper. I mean, as smooth as the bottom of this print is, that's how the whole thing would look if you sanded it, sprayed it with some primer. Then you can give it a coat of black spray paint. A lot of you that are doing this are probably like me, and you don't really care how this thing looks. What I just thought I would share that. So anyway, I'll get the nut in here and the bolt, and we'll get some wire wrapped around it and see what that looks like. I broke the little things off well, that's a bummer. Well, I guess don't do what I did. Well, there's still two on this side, so. Those are. That's yeah. Well, that is a bummer. I should have hit it from this side. But there's still two lugs on this side. You only need two, so. Okay, so here, there's the nut. I'm not going to hit it. Well, I'm just going to give it a light tap because it doesn't need to, don't need to go He-Man on it. And then it's crooked. Okay, I think I'll actually hit the bolt. I don't want to hit it with my pliers. It always used to bother me when I worked in the oil fields and people would hit stuff with a crescent wrench and tear it up. But I'm sure if I tapped that with a hammer, I could probably get it in there a little bit better. It feels like it's going to come out. Oh, well, that's perfect. I actually pushed with my finger and it flushed it up, so. Maybe 111% is the way to go. I don't know. Jury's still out. But this bolt is brass. And I'm not sure. I mean, it would probably work with a steel bolt. I do know that brass has a permeability of actually less than air while that come out. So the problem now is that the bolt won't go in because there's still too much support in there. So let's get a bigger drill bit. Good old Mr. DeWalt. I don't know, that might be too big. Maybe not. I'm not sure what I believe. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a smaller bit. All right, down a couple sizes there. Now will the bolt fit? Oh, almost. See if it'll push that support out of there. There it is. Support stuck in there. Now we should be good. And see, that's flush. Well, hopefully that'll work this time. I mean, I'm sure you could put a second nut in there if you wanted to. I just found it didn't really need it. So I'm sure it'll go all the way in. Yep. Beautiful. Other than me breaking those by going all postal on it, but I think we'll survive it. All right, let's get some wire wrapped around it. Okay, I got 19 turns of magnet wire around it. And then I actually just use these holes. They're supposed to be mounting holes, I think. But I just used a couple of them to wrap the wire as it comes off the coil, keep it tension on it. And then I used a candle on the ends of the magnet wire, and then I took some sandpaper to it. And that's the tuning inductor.